MD. Tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Time with live shows on the first and third mornings when you can call in and ask Dr. Milan the questions that matter most to you. Dr. Milan is the medical director of the Riabay Institute of Integrative Medicine in Jupiter, Florida. For more information, visit riabayintegrativemedicine.com. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network invites you in for this dynamic, forward-thinking show.
Looking for a fun and relaxing getaway? Omega Rest and Rejuvenation Retreats are a great way to unwind and renew your spirit. Stroll through the garden, relax by the lake, or try a daily yoga or movement class. You can stretch your body, quiet your mind, and do as much or as little as you choose. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Awakened Wellness with Milan Riobay, MD. I'm your host, Dr. Milan, and today we're talking about prenatal optimization, hidden risks to your unborn baby you should know, and what you can do to keep your baby healthy and happy in the 21st century. So what I'd like to talk about now is nutrition studies. So we can test for vitamin deficiencies, which I highly recommend. Our women today who are becoming pregnant are unfortunately quite malnourished. We're under a lot of stress, and we're just not meeting our demands. And so it's important to be tested if you at all can. And we can test the immune system cells directly for 33 different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, including omega fatty acids, which are critically important for brain development in babies. So these can all be tested for on a cellular level so that you know what your needs are. And then we can construct a nutrition plan based on that, consisting mostly of food, because that is the most important vitamin of all, and then followed with supplements just to assure that any gaps in the food will be covered by a proper supplement regimen, taking into consideration your specific vitamin deficiencies. So this is something that we do at the Riobay Institute quite a bit. And I would not have known that I was deficient in 13 different vitamins had I not tested myself 2 years ago. So it's important to be tested. You know, sometimes we feel good, but, you know, when we look on the inside, things are not as great as we'd like. But that's part of prevention. You know, it's being proactive, and it's looking inside the body in places that will be more revealing in order to really see the truth and to be able to make those corrections. And, you know, in my opinion, that is the best way to prevent conditions and to be optimally well. So for prenatal optimization, covering any vitamin deficiencies with food, if you have the ability to work with a registered dietitian, that's fantastic. And if she has a report of your nutrition status, then she's armed to the gills with recommendations that she can give you with very nourishing foods to keep your baby very, very healthy during development, during that critical time, and even outside of the womb. Once baby is born, your breast milk will be much healthier if you yourself are healthier. So it's a win-win. I call it a twofer when we're taking care of mom before conception and throughout her pregnancy in this way. So these are the top types of testing that would be highly recommended, is to make sure you know what is your toxic burden, what's being kind of trapped inside the body that you're not releasing. What role is your liver and your gastrointestinal playing in that? You know, is your liver kind of malnourished, or are there any genetic difficulties in the liver? All this can be tested for and corrected, and the gastrointestinal system can be tested for. Enzymes, digestive enzymes can be prescribed, probiotics as needed, treatment for infection. All of these things can be done with relative ease and at moderate cost. So a phenomenal investment for your children, your family. I think it's a great thing if you can get with a board-certified integrative medical doctor who can assess you, make valid testing recommendations, and then follow through with treatment recommendations and follow through during the pregnancy, as you're also obtaining your prenatal care with your obstetrician or your midwife. So this is integrative. We're not excluding any particular system. We're just adding some things that we believe will fill in some gaps. So we're preventing death from disease, and we're also preventing disease as well. So 3 tips for our listeners today. If you're considering getting pregnant, or even if you are already pregnant, of course, this goes without saying, to obtain your prenatal care. It's critically important to monitor the baby during development, to get your routine screening blood work, to get your ultrasounds, to get fetal heart tone monitoring, measure the size of the baby throughout the pregnancy. That's all done by your obstetrician or your midwife, and that is, of course, highly recommended. But additional tips, water. The blood circulation expands tremendously in pregnant women, up to 50%, and so consuming water is critically important. 70 ounces of water, sometimes 80, depending on your activity, is recommended. I like to talk about living water or phase 4 water, which you can make on your own with intention. Dr. Emoto showed this in many years' worth of study, that if we set an intention with our water, the 2 most powerful words that he used were love and gratitude. So throughout all the years of his study, setting an intention with your water of love and gratitude was able to transform water into living water. And this is the water that our bodies use. And so staying healthy, number 1 tip, living water. We are, again, 99% water by molecule and 70% water by weight. Babies are even more water. Their skin is extremely thin. So babies are pretty much made of water. So make the best of that water recommendation. Number 2, vegetables. Very bright colored, leafy veggies, highly, highly recommended. Very densely nutritious food, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. Vegetables are loaded. So the majority of the food that you're eating should be veggies. This helps, if you have some cooked vegetables, some raw vegetables, kind of mix it up. Cooked vegetables are much easier to digest. So if you do have any gastrointestinal symptoms, cooking your vegetables may help. So vast majority of your food should consist of vegetables, should really be at the foundation of the food pyramid, if you will. Make sure your vegetables are organic. Again, I would strongly recommend you look up the Environmental Working Group website. They even have an app you can download that's very useful. They have created a list called the Dirty Dozen. A lot of fruit and some vegetables are on this list with very heavy pesticide residue. And they also have a list of the Clean 15 foods with the lowest pesticide residue. So make sure your food is clean as possible. Organic is preferred. And number 3 is exercise. Critically important to engage in moderate exercise before pregnancy. It's never quite too late to start, but there are some restrictions if you've not been exercising before the pregnancy. So it's good to get into a regimen before you're pregnant. And then there are some precautions during the pregnancy. For example, as your belly starts to grow, you can't lay flat on your back because that can obstruct blood flow to the baby and to you, potentially making you quite dizzy. So there are some things. And then as the belly grows even further in the 3rd trimester, there's the issue of balance. We're a little top-heavy when we're pregnant. And so it's easy to fall off of bicycles or, rollerblades and things of that nature. So just important to be aware of balance in the third trimester. And then starting in the second trimester, not to lay flat on your back when you exercise, but moderate exercise has been shown to help with not only improve pregnancy outcome, but also labor. The better shape you're in during labor, the better labor you're likely to have. So the uterus is just a big muscle like every other muscle in the body. So if your muscles are toned and you're in good cardiovascular shape, you should be in good shape during your pregnancy as well. So moderate exercise, about 30 minutes a day is highly recommended. Some strength training can be done in pregnancy. We even know of some triathletes, pregnant triathletes. So again, those elite athletes who are out there exercising before pregnancy, they're in really great shape to continue during their pregnancy. I would not recommend running a triathlete if you've not done one before, but to just stay consistent with what you were doing. And also get a trainer. If you've never exercised before, make sure you get a trainer so that you don't increase your risk of injury and so that you can sustain your activity during the pregnancy as well. So it's important to get a trainer before you're pregnant if you've never exercised before, so you get off on the right foot. And you can work with that trainer for as long as you like or until you're comfortable with all the various activities you're going to be doing throughout your pregnancy. So I hope you found today's show helpful. I look forward to more podcasts with you. I'd love to know what topics you'd like to hear about. So feel free to message us at info@riobayintegrativemedicine.com. Let us know what you want to hear about. Or if there are any questions that you maybe were too shy to ask on the show, if you'd like to email us your questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the next podcast or send you an email with a response. To learn more, I encourage you to go to riobayintegrativemedicine.com, RIOBE, integrativemedicine.com. Thank you again for listening to Awakened Wellness with Milen Riobe, MD, right here on Dream Vision 7 Radio. Many blessings. Thank you.
Join us next time on Awakened Wellness with Milen Riobe, MD, to learn how spirituality, ancient traditions, and cutting-edge science are merging to create a new paradigm of wellness. Awakened Wellness airs every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Time, with live shows on the first and third Tuesday mornings of each month. Meanwhile, you can join our Facebook page at facebook.com/awakenedwellness8 and let us know what you'd like to discuss on future episodes. Dr. Milen is the medical director of the Riobe Institute of Integrative Medicine in Jupiter, Florida. For more information, visit riobayintegrativemedicine.com. This show is part of the Dream Vision 7 radio network.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.